Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful, beautiful Thursday. God is great. We just tapping in, staying tapped in to the source, the primary source, God. Welcome back to the Daily Dose, the number
Good
one
morning.
daily mastermind for those trying to elevate and grow in your personal, professional, entrepreneur lives, man. It's just a great day to be alive, a great day to give thanks, a great day to be the best possible people that we can be. Right. So let's just hop right into it. The verse of the week, man, it's all about having faith. Early in the morning, as Jesus was on his way back to the city, he was hungry. Seeing a fig tree by the road, he went up to it but found nothing on it except leaves. Then he said to it, "May you never bear fruit again." Immediately the tree withered. When the disciples saw this, they were amazed. "How did the fig tree wither so quickly?" they asked. Jesus replied, "Truly I tell you, if you have faith and do not doubt, not only can you do what was done to the fig tree, but you can also say to this mountain, 'Go, throw yourself into the sea,' and it will be done." If you believe, you will receive whatever you ask for in prayer. We have to make sure that our belief system is staying strong. We have to make sure that our belief don't waver, our faith doesn't waver whenever we are getting put through trials and tribulations, because we have to go through those in order to strengthen our faith. That's what we have to do. That's where we come out the other end polished and showing ourselves approved, man, because we stood the test, we stood the trials, and we stood the tribulations. So we have to do that. We have to make sure that we are setting ourselves up for success. We're setting ourselves up to win. We're setting ourselves up for, just a super blessed atmosphere, right? We have to remind ourselves that we are blessed and highly favored, and we have to remind ourselves that God is listening to our prayers. But on the flip side of that, God already knows what we need. God already knows what his purpose is for our life. It's up to us to awaken that inside of us and to remember to tell God and ask for the capacity, the wisdom, the guidance to nurture that purpose and to be able to live it out fruitfully. So we'll hop right into the business topic for today. The principles for business. These are some natural principles for business that you can use. They're laws that apply to a lot of things in life, but we're going to use them in the business and financial realm today. Number one, law of simplicity, right? The you quickest way to get from point A to B is generally the fastest and easiest way. It's the most simple. Whenever you think about business, stuff does not need to be complicated. Typically, the more complicated it is, the less money it makes. You want it to be a seamless process. Your customers should be able to easily know how to find your product, how to do research on your product or service, and how to purchase it. You don't want to release something out to the marketplace that's going to take a lot of teaching the consumer exactly what it is, unless you have the money and the time for that. But the law of simplicity, you want to keep processes and systems simple in your business. You want to keep uh you will just want to make sure that you keep things simple. It's going to create less confusion for your employees. It's going to create less confusion for your customers, and it's going to allow you to quickly go in and see exactly what is needed for you to elevate in your career, in your business, um, and especially as you're doing KPIs and we're trying to go up in scale. Keep everything simple. Number two, the law of leverage. You talked about leverage before, but you got to understand you can leverage everything. And in business, the main thing you want to leverage is people, and you want to leverage money in order to receive more time. The whole goal is about business is ownership. You don't want to be stuck working your business 80 hours a week. That's not a great, fulfilling life. You want to use people to help you bring in more money to your business, right? If you can outsource um opportunities, you can outsource, you know, deals getting done, you can outsource manual or labor work that you don't really necessarily need to do, you might be good at, but you don't need to be doing, you can focus on scaling the business, then that's something that you want to make sure that you get into. That's something that you want to make sure that you are paying attention to. That's something that you want to make sure that you are understanding and utilizing. The law of leverage helps a lot in business. Number three, Newton's third law of motion. This is the law of action. For every action, there is a reaction, right? For every action, there is a greater or equal reaction, right? So in business, once you put that action in there, you understand like business doesn't work without action. A lot of us get when we start a business, we get analysis paralysis. We can't do that. We have to understand that we are putting ourselves in position to succeed and win. And we can only do that by taking action. And really, we want to take massive action. We don't want to just take baby steps when it comes to business. We want to take action, whatever. And I say massive action, I mean like action is not, oh, let me just send email, right? One email. Action is like, okay, how can I talk to the most people in this week to increase my exposure, to increase my client base, to increase my revenue, right? Taking massive action is not being afraid to take the necessary steps to actually bring in money making uh, activities. Next, we have the law of financial multiplication. This is a law um, that many people discuss in finances, but you have to understand that it's similar to compound interest. Once you put money somewhere, it needs to multiply. You don't need to think of money in terms of addition, like $1 plus $1 equal $2. You need to be able to say, like, okay, if I put $4 here, I want to be able to get $8 back, right? You want to think about multiplying that, multiplying your salary, multiply your weekly income, multiply your monthly income so that you can get bigger numbers. So how can you do one thing that will produce more than one thing? That's what you want to think about in your business. Okay, like how can I create something that I can sell over and over and over and over and over again without doing it again? Right? Something like a book, right? Something like a um any type of physical product, any type of digital product that you can sell. You want to make sure that you are doing that and making sure that you are uh staying abreast to what's going on. The law of integrity. We have to have integrity in our business. Without integrity, we have nothing. Without doing the right thing all the time, we have nothing, right? And people will be able to see that, right? And then this goes into back into the Newton's third law of motion. If you're acting without integrity, then more than likely that action is going to come right back to your business and it's not going to be beneficial to you, your clients, or your customers. Always act with integrity is so important. The law of stewardship, right? This is a principle from the Bible, from God. We have to be wise stewards over whatever we're responsible for. We have to show that we can manage everything that's given to us and then more will be given to us, right? We have to make wise decisions with the money that we have, with the client base that we have, with the business that we're in control of, and with the employees, right? We have to have good stewardship over everything that we're in control of. Otherwise, it's not going to work out in our favor. Risk and return. You know that if you take big risks, more than likely you will, or you're expecting a big return, right? But you want to take large calculated risks. And you also want to gradually increase your risk tolerance, right? You want to gradually increase your risk tolerance, and that's going to help you to start taking bigger and bigger risks, right? You have to take chances in life. Without taking chances, you cannot win, you cannot succeed. Money values the speed of execution. When opportunities come around, we have to be ready to attack the opportunity and seize the opportunity, because opportunities are like emotion or rhythm, right? They're always coming around, always coming around. But when it lands on you, you have to be prepared and ready to execute on the opportunity. So if you're not staying prepared for whatever it is the opportunity, um, all opportunities are that will be coming your way in your field, in your business, in your industry, then you won't be able to take that opportunity. So you want to always be studying, always be putting money away for any type of opportunity that might arise in your life, right? Because money values the speed. The faster you can get to something, um, the faster you can execute on the opportunity, the better the outcome will be generally. So those are some natural principles that you can apply. They apply to business. They help you out. They help me out. They help me grow in my life and in my business. So next, I want to talk about self development, man. How we win this race of life, right? How we win this race of life. And before I even go to the number one thing, you got to understand that this race is going to end. You got to understand this race is gonna end one day. We don't. Nobody knows when they're gonna get out of here, but just hopefully, that we live long lives. That's what we pray for. But at the end of the day gonna end. That's one of the funniest thing I've heard, man. Social media is funny. Like it was like those little sayings. But anyway, yes. How to win the race of life? First of all, understanding that we're going to die one day. Everybody is going to die. So what does that mean? We have to live life to our fullest extent, to our fullest purpose. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do anything, because you have to do a lot of things. Actually, you're put on here with a brain, a mind, and a soul so that you can make great things happen on this planet Earth. Number one, don't compete with anybody. Understand that you're actually not in a race with nobody else, right? Don't compete with anybody. Don't try to be faster than anybody. Don't try to be quicker than anybody. Don't try to run a longer distance than anybody. You want to run the race that is meant for your life. Race against yourself. What does that mean? Try to become better every single day, right? You have to try to become better every day at whatever you are trying to do. And that means, if that means cutting off vices, if that means getting out of toxic relationships, if that means uh working on your food habits, if that means taking bigger risks, if that means, uh managing your money better, not spending, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, race against yourself, right? If that means investing, whatever it is, race against yourself, not with other people. Number three, do things that make you happy. And of course, we don't all have the pleasure and luxury of having a job necessarily that makes us happy. But you want to do things in your life that make you happy. You don't want to always be doing stuff that's not making you happy, whether that's in your relationships, whether that's in your friendships, even like I said, on your job. But even then, you want to figure out some things that you can do um, on your job if your job necessarily is not something that brings you pleasure, but you want to find pleasure in your role, right? Do things that make you happy. Happy people generally live a longer life. That's in the Bible. Laughter adds years to your life. So you want to be happy, you want to laugh. Number four, talk to God multiple times a day. This is a number one requirement. If you're not talking to God, you're not going to win the race of life, because God is the one who is setting you up, putting you in position. God is the one who is removing obstacles out of your way. God is the one who is helping you get through obstacles, right? We have to talk to God multiple times a day, because that's the only way that we will win. Number five, protect your peace. You have to protect your peace. However that looks to you, you have to protect your peace. Peace is the thing that, in America, for some reason, after even before COVID, it was becoming a phenomenon where everybody was like, man, I got anxiety. I'm stressed out. I got this, that, and the third. There's so much going on because we're not protecting our peace. We're letting the outside world infiltrate our mind. And no, it's not an easy thing to just say, but or do rather, but you have to do it. Otherwise, you're gonna succumb to the ailments that come with stress, that come with anxiety. You don't want that, right? So protect your peace however you can. And sometimes you have to make drastic decisions in order to do that, but it is necessary. Number six, never lose faith. We talked about that in the verse. If you believe, you will receive whatever you ask for in prayer. Never lose faith in what you have asked God to do and what you believe God has required of you to do on this earth. Never lose that faith. It is so important. That'll wrap it up for today. That was end of the daily dose. Hope you were blessed by it. And we will be right back at it tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.